I'm Diana DeRosa, and I am speaking to David Glossberg, who lives in Chicago and is the director and producer of the documentary Mustang Saviors. And they certainly are saviors, our Mustangs. And thank you for doing this film for the veterans. So David, it was a long project. What inspired you to get involved with this?
I heard about the veteran suicide rate being 20 a day or around there. And when I heard that, I thought in my mind, what could I do? And as I've learned, when you put something out there, the answer comes back to you. So when I said that, a little while later, a friend asked me for a ride. Would I give him a ride to this facility? And I said yes. So when I got there, I didn't know where I was going, really. I just decided to spend the day with a friend, giving him a ride somewhere. I met the president, Megan Hill McQueenie, who, when she asked me, what do? I'm in television and film production in Chicago. So I said, I'm in TV and film production. And quickly she said, you should do a documentary about this. And then after I took a tour of the facility and learned what they were doing and met some of the veterans who are featured in the documentary, I left. And after a few days, I realized I should do a documentary about that. So I reached back out and sold my work van, hired a camera crew and a sound guy, and we went there one day and filmed the first set of interviews. And it has been a journey since, and we wrapped toward the end of last year, 2019, and we finished editing 2020 after a test screening, and it has come to fruition. So be careful what you ask for. You will get, if you follow those promptings and creative urgencies that bring you along that path. So that's what happened.
Well, well done, David. And I know the journey was a long one because it always is when you're creating a film. So when you look back, there's got to be some things that make you really proud about the film, or some highlights that come to mind every time you think about it. What are those things that make you really proud about this film?
The film itself, it's just something that, and as I told people what I was doing, and when people found out, they basically said, this is important. And that's what kept me going. It was important. It was important to me and other people who I told them what I was doing. And some people saw the very first trailer that I had made in order to promote the film, to raise money to go and shoot more of it. And as you said, yes, it was a long process. My first thought was it was going to be a few months. And that was my green, not knowing so much. So it turned into a few years of shooting. A couple things I took from it, my mantra was do the best with what you have when you have it. And sometimes good enough is good enough. And those are two of the things that I took from it as a filmmaker, thinking I needed certain things, and whatever I got was what I was supposed to get. So those are some of the things that I learned as a filmmaker that were vital, besides just the value of the film itself, meeting these veterans, hearing some of their stories, what they've been through, and learning that there are Mustangs that are in the world. And I thought Mustangs were cars until I learned about what a wild horse was. So to answer your question in a long roundabout way, I don't know if there's one thing I took, but those are some of the benefits that I've gotten and some of the things that stand out, that I learned the value of helping those who serve as well. So this is a big takeaway for me as well, to serve those who serve. And that's part of my intention in this world. And I got to live that through doing this film, which is very rewarding.
All right, so now people have watched the film. What are you hoping that they take away from this film?
So anybody who's seen the film now coming out of it, I hope you are inspired to act in whatever it is that spoke to you within the film. There's a few threads of what could I do once I see this film, and you can go help a veteran. You can go engage them in a conversation. You could find out how they are. That's one side of things. Another, or go support an organization. Equine therapy is a big thing. See if there's a way to get involved with an equine therapy facility in your area, especially one that helps veterans, and see if you can donate some of your time, volunteer. Wild horses, it's a very big issue that, in my eyes, they should be on their land and live freely. Some people think that we need to harvest resources and use our lands for certain things and for certain industrial uses. So if you are somebody that thinks that we should help these wild horses stay wild and change the habits and patterns of America, start with yourself and grow out from there is what I would encourage anybody who feels if they want to do something. Those are just a few of the avenues that I see as opportunities for anybody inspired who could go down and help veterans, wild horses. Those are the two big suggestions I would have if anybody is so inspired.
I totally agree. I think those are great suggestions. Well, David, if people want to get in touch with you, how do they do that and learn more about this whole cause? And do you have any last words before we sign off?
Thank you. So getting in touch with me or just really the film itself, Mustang Saviors, there's a hashtag Mustang Saviors wherever I've put a post up. We've had a lot of success with being recognized in film festivals. There are still a few more out there that are going to show this film besides the EQUUS Film Festival here. And to go to the either Facebook page or website or just use Mustang Saviors in Google and see what is coming down the pipeline, I guess I could say, or just that's coming up as far as showings of the film. And then also soon at the beginning of next year, we'll be able to use any type of video on demand platform to find the film and see it in the comfort of your own home or wherever it is you do your video on demanding. So I'm very excited for that. So stay tuned for an announcement officially on how and when and where to see all those from those different platforms. But for now, just to please, if you could reach out looking into the internet of Mustang Saviors, if you're interested in seeing it or promoting it to other people to see it, that's what I would encourage, is to share the film. It was meant for a community event, for people to get together. So I can only hope that it does tie people together and that anybody who has seen it, encourage other people to see it who could benefit from it. That would be the best thing that could happen for this film.
Absolutely. Well, David Glossberg, thank you so much for your Mustang Saviors and for being a part of this year's EQUUS Film and Arts Fest. As we
it's my absolute pleasure and honor. Thank you so much, Diana. Pleasure.
Bye-bye.